Hello again, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18, and today I'm going to talk to you about a uh, video request and contest that is being done by Old Sarge Collects, Dan at Old Sarge Collects, and he wants us to show cards that were issued after the playing days of Hall of Famers. And since I'm a set collector, all of the cards that I'm going to show you are from sets. They're not, single issue cards or inserts or, uh, you know, whatever else they may be. No, no shiny cards. Really, there's a couple that are pretty new, but they're not too shiny anyway. And this is to celebrate Dan passing 220 subscribers. So he's been given some shout outs recently from a couple of YouTubers who were a little further down the road in terms of subscribers. Dan's give or take a few, is right in the same neighborhood with me. So I appreciate that, he could use a hand in getting a few more subscribers and getting his channel out there where, a lot of people can see it. So hopefully they'll do that. And I'll put a link to his channel at the bottom of this video, and encourage you, if you don't already, to subscribe and look at his videos and like them, and I think that'll that'll help everybody. So in any case, let's turn the camera down and take a look at some from sets of issued of Hall of Famers who have retired at the time, before the time that these sets were issued. So the first card I have is the first Mickey Mantle card to be issued by Topps after his death in 1995. So this was in the 1996 Topps set, card number 7. And they did that for several years. I think maybe 6 or 7, or I didn't really count them up. I know they stopped doing it. And really, as far as I'm concerned, they could have kept doing it until they ran out of pictures, which probably would have been long after I've gone on to get my reward. So this is a Mickey Mantle 1996 Topps. The following card is from the 1968 Fleer set of World Series cards. And this one depicts Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, who starred in the 1932 World Series against the Chicago Cubs. And of course, they're celebrating Babe's called shot. The next cards that I'm going to show you are from 4 Hall of Famers in the same set. First, the set is the 1961 Golden Press set. And we have Walter Johnson, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, and Lou Gehrig, all from that same set. This was not a major set. It was came in sheets, and you had to separate the cards from uh, from the sheets, and you can see, if you look closely, you can see the down along the edges, the perforations. These 1961. The next card is also from the 1961 set, and I'm putting this one in because I like Joe DiMaggio, and so this was after his playing days. The next cards are from the 1961, or 62 rather. Actually, I got these out of order. Yeah, the next cards that I want to show are from the 19. Yeah, I was right the first time. Okay, so these cards are from the 1961-62 Fleer Greats of the Game Baseball Greats set. And it's the same four characters that I showed you from the Golden Press set. So there's Lou Gehrig, Walter Johnson, Ty Cobb, and Babe Ruth. And the next cards are from the 1960 Fleer Baseball Greats set. And this should come as no surprise to anybody, but we're going to show you the same four guys again: Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, and Walter Johnson. Um, all long past their playing days. And then lastly, I'm going to show you some cards from the 1940 Play Ball set. Now, this was a set of contemporary players for the most part, but sprinkled in among the cards were players of former greats, some of whom were in the Hall of Fame, bearing in mind the Hall of Fame didn't start until 1936, the class of 1936. And so these some of these guys were elected to the Hall of Fame later. So their playing days were over, though, and they are in the Hall of Fame. And those were the two criteria for uh, for old Sarge Collects VR. And I'm just going to zoom in on these because I'm going to show these one at a time. So here's Big Poison Paul Wainer, outfielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's Hall of Fame catcher Mickey Cochran, uh, mostly with the Athletics, but towards the end of his career with the Detroit Tigers. Next is Harold Pye Trainer, third baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Next is Tristram Speaker, great center fielder for the Cleveland Indians, and then late in his career played for the Washington Senators and the Philadelphia Athletics. So that's Tris Speaker. Next is the player who was named after a president of the United States, Grover Cleveland Alexander, but known to his fans as Old Pete. Um, he did a lot of his, most of his early damage as a pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. And then late in his career, he pitched for the St. Louis Cardinals and actually turned out to be the hero of the 1926 Cardinals World Series championship team. Um, and so this is old Pete Alexander, who amassed a total of 373 wins, uh, a record exceeded only by Cy Young and Walter Johnson, and tied by this guy, Christy Mathewson, the pitcher for the New York Giants, who pitched three shutouts in one World Series, and three shutouts in one World Series. And I'm just going to try to look and see if I can. Yeah, I can't see where it says on this card, but I think it was around. Well, I'm just not sure. Maybe 1909. And finally, or not finally, but finally for the ungraded cards, here is Chief Bender. Albert Chief Bender, as you can see, played for the New York Giants. His one loss, I don't think he quite got to 300 games. Let me just take a closer look at this here. Yeah. 213 wins. Chief Bender. Then I have four graded cards to show you. Number one is it's still from this 1940 play ball set, and it is Lloyd Wainer, Little Poison, brother of Paul Wainer, in an SGC3. Next is Vernon Lefty Gomez, on the 1940 pennant-winning New York Yankees, in its SGC 1.5. And finally, last but not least, from Walter Johnson, the big train, winner of 417 games for the Washington Senators in an SGC 1.5, 1940 play ball. probably the greatest pitcher um, of all time. I think he had 110 shutouts, which is just, I mean, you wouldn't get a pitcher in today's game to complete 110 games, let alone pitch shutouts. I mean, it's just so far above what anybody else ever did, including Cy Young. I mean, he didn't have a lot of shutouts. Cy Young won more games, the only pitcher in Major League Baseball to do so. But Walter Johnson, in my opinion, at least for whatever that's worth, the best pitcher in the history of baseball over the longest period of time. I mean, he was played for generally mostly bad teams. They did win the 1925 the 1926 World Series. They lost the 1925 series um, to the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they did win in 1926. And that is the last time the Senators won until this year, because most of you probably know the Texas Rangers used to be the Washington Senators, not the same franchise, however, as the original Washington Senators franchise moved to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and became the Minnesota Twins. So that's it. That's all I have to show you. These are all cards of post career playing days Hall of Famers. And that is my video response for Old Sarge Collects. And so, having seen all of the cards now, we're down to the part of the video where Rocket Rick J18 wishes all of you uh, a wishes all of you that your collecting dreams come true. Take care.